Yeah, we got some people coming in. Good morning. Good happy Saturday morning.
Good happy Saturday.
Good happy Saturday. Well, it can be both, I guess. So we're going to let a few people come in here, and depending on who shows up, if I was actually waiting to hear back from Terry.
Good morning, Darren.
So if Terry Lambert, if you're there, I will answer your question online.
Good. I tried a different mic, so I'm glad it sounds good.
So the sound. Somebody said the sound was good.
Let's see. Now, see, this is the tough part because I have to get really close.
Yeah.
Where's your phone? You could probably do it on your phone. And I'll actually have you in some way, shape, or form. What do you want me to do with my orders? What orders?
Oh, Terry is here. Oh, she's going to be. She just answered me. Cool, Terry. Good. Then I'll but can I do that?
Yeah.
You do it. I have the sound off right now. So.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you going to do? Look at the comments through there?
If I can, yeah. I might have to go get my phone. Let me go get my phone.
Okay. Let's see here. Morning, Rod. Charlie. So Charlie, I think you're supposed to send to me your base plate for that router. Which router was it? I can't remember now. But you're supposed to send me a base plate for that. Okay, I'll turn mine off.
Oh, Terry's here, babe.
Yep, she wrote me back and said she was going to be here. So, Terry, I'm going to use your
Squeeze
question.
in, am I too far away? I don't want to get too close.
Yeah. She smells like cooties. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, sure, have base plate. I'm holding on to it till we get your base plate, Charlie. Or your base housing, I guess.
No, the base plate, because he wants a special drill.
Oh, yeah. 2 horsepower freight, the big silver one you got for Ryan.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You need to send me that base plate so we can drill your big 12x12 to fit that and the other one that you've got.
Who is it? Lee that we're sending the minion pictures
Lee
to?
Harrington.
Lee Harrington.
Yes.
Hi, Matt. Haven't seen Matt here for a while.
Matt Bay. Oh yeah, Matt Bay. Hey,
we're
Matt.
reversed today.
Are we? I don't feel like I'm backwards. That won't happen until later. Okay. So I'm going to answer a couple questions today. One of them actually is going to be different than what I had posted on Facebook.
Sorry,
as far as
I'm working on it here.
The questions. So first question I'm going to go over is from Bob. And he said, I was looking at getting a laser engraver in the $300 range, which I didn't even know they made lasers that cheap, but I'm not surprised. He said, I can't afford one like yours. Well, that makes sense. I mean, ours are pretty expensive. Epilogue is not a cheap brand, and that's all the lasers that we have are Epilogue. But did you ever think about burning artwork at a low power on a board with your laser for carving, so layout? Might be more trouble than it's worth, but it's some things it might be great. So that is exactly right, Bob. I have done that. I'm going to show you some examples here in a second. In fact, I did a video not too long ago. I have a customer that is a chain of restaurants.
Hold on. I have to say this. Michael Harp. How many harps do you know?
A few.
A few. All my family.
Correct.
Harp is my maiden name, Michael. And I think I might have talked to you about this before, because there's not a lot of harps. We could be related.
He's from Michigan.
He's from Michigan, yeah.
Long ways away, but anyway.
You can continue.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. So yes, I have done layouts for signs with my laser. Not very often. And I did, like I say, I have a customer that orders these signs for their restaurants.
That's going to be backwards.
Oh, that's backwards. Well, I don't know. It might not show up backwards over there. No, it probably will. Anyway, so they order these signs. They're 12 by 24 pine, and it's easier for me to do the layout with the actual laser on these than cutting out all the letters and numbers and laying them on there. Because with the laser, all I on these signs, all I really have to change is the names most of the time. So I keep that file in my laser. We use Corel Draw to
Oh, this is fun.
yeah. Don't make fun of the way we look, Mara. That's not nice.
It's early.
So yes, on that particular instance, I do but again, my laser is I'm relegated to something that's 12 by 24 or less. So I do once in a great while, but not very often. Most of the time, the layout, letters, numbers work well for me, or a transfer process. Now here's one.
Good morning, Dawn.
Here's one of my favorite signs of all time that I did. One of my favorite movies, even though I'm not a horror movie guy, one of my favorite movies of all time is American Werewolf in London. I loved that movie. In fact, anyway. So somebody contracted me to make a sign for her husband, who was a big horror movie fan, and sent me this artwork. This is before I had a laser.
Lyndon Johnson.
Hey, Lyndon.
Who are these sexy people?
How you doing, buddy?
Hi, Lyndon.
So this is a sign this is long before I had a laser. This was back in April of 2012, but we had a friend that had a laser, and they did the layout on this one for me. I don't know if you can see this, but if you are American Werewolf in London, if you go back and watch that, the Slaughtered Lamb was the pub that David and Jack walked into, and it was a really interesting scene. But this was the logo that they had on the outside of the pub that they walked into. Well, when I was contracted to do this sign, it was long before I discovered the transfer process, so I would have had to use paper and carbon paper and regular pencil in order to lay this out. So I got the artwork to our friends that have a big laser, and they lasered the layout for me, and it worked out perfectly. But again, that was before, if I got that order today, I would use a transfer process, but I didn't even know about the transfer process as far as freezer paper or even the laser jet and the acetone or lacquer thinner.
Charlie said he loves that movie.
Yes, it's a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, just it's amazing. It's not your typical horror movie. It has horrible spots in it, but it's so funny. It's kind of a dark. I guess it would be considered a dark comedy. But anyway, great movie. One of my favorite. And that literally is one of my favorite signs of all time. I love making that sign and the way it came out. All right, so yes, you can do it with a laser. I don't know the $300 laser. I don't know what it does. But
now I think Jill has one of those. She's making some nice stuff.
Jill Dakota,
Bennett.
Bennett, yeah, Jill Bennett. She has what?
I know she has one of those smaller, I won't say inexpensive, but
well, I know she has a CNC router too.
But she got a laser.
Yeah, they got all kinds of tools. Her and Jim collect tools. Like, man, they do some really cool stuff.
Using lacquer thinner on laser, do you have to set the print ink heavy?
No, I haven't found that I did. I haven't done that for a while because we don't have a laser printer really in use right now. But when I was doing it with lacquer thinner, I just printed it regular, and it worked out really well.
I think you took a sledgehammer to that laser. I mean that.
No, that was an inkjet that I took the sledgehammer to. Took a slow motion photography on that sledgehammer deal. It was.
So the pictures you're showing are backwards, and Vicky and Eric are sitting opposite sides of normal, backwards. Is this your end, or did I wake up backwards? No, it's on our end because remember, we're going with a whole different process of filming with our
Do
iPad.
I thought I normally sit on this side.
You do, but it's showing backwards. Like when you held up the sign, it's
Well,
backwards.
yeah, I know that, but
So,
where we're seated,
boy, wow. Let's see. Oh, maybe the order laser. I bought one and haven't had time to learn how to use it. Gary Mason, I got a good question. Have you ever had or heard of anyone having copyright problems or similar type problems when doing artwork?
Okay, so copyright meaning like logo issues and sports teams and different things like that. I've answered that question many times, but let me give you the synopsis, Gary. First of all, I have to say right off the bat, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give any legal advice. So if you go back and watch, we actually were, according to Harley Davidson, we were in violation of using their trademark at one point, their logo.
Ronnie, yes.
And we, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Hey, Ronnie.
Everybody's locked inside, I guess, over there in California.
How you doing, Ron? Good to see you, buddy. Hope things are all right over there on the beach. So, as far as the logo goes, what I have found, and again, this is just my opinion, no legal status here at all. If you really are concerned about that, contact an attorney. But my opinion is that if you're doing signs and you're doing them one at a time and giving them away, or like not really making money out of it, you can probably get by with, you know, doing some stuff that is a trademark, and you'll probably be okay. If the offended company or team or whatever it is sees it, they may have an attorney send you a letter saying stop, cease and desist, desist. Gosh, I can't even talk.
Cease and desist.
Yeah, that's it. Then I would, at that point, I would stop doing it, which is exactly what we did with the Harley Davidson when they wrote us a letter. But of course, with us, it was a little bit different because it was all over. It was on our videos, and you know, there was a lot of people seeing that. So we modified, and if you guys want to know now, what we call our biker sign. We modified that, the eagle with the bar there. We took the shield away from the back side because that's what they say was in violation, was the fact that we were using the shield and the bar together, even though it didn't say Harley Davidson. They said that was part of their trademark logo. So we altered it. That's the reason we did. We've got videos on that.
Gary Mason says, get him a coffee and add some whiskey. Good morning, David.
Then I'd be under the table.
Yeah.
But
just smelling it, you'd be under the table.
Yeah. So my advice is don't violate anybody's copyright or trademark logos. Unofficially, if you did, it's probably not, unless you're going out and advertising it anywhere, it's probably not going to end up really bad for you. What my experience again with other people that have had the same type of issue is if you're making a sign for the Green Bay Packers and somebody that's within the Green Bay Packers organization sees that you're making a sign and you sold it, they're probably first thing they're gonna do is probably gonna send you a cease and desist letter saying knock it off, stop it. At that point I would. They're probably not gonna SWAT you and send out the armed forces to break in your door. That's probably not going to happen. Although, can't guarantee that. Anyway, so that's kind of my take on it. Do it until you get caught, and just don't do a lot of advertising on it.
This guy's from Belgium.
Welcome. Jean-Marc. I know Jean-Marc. He's been following us for years. Great to see you, Jean-Marc. I hope things are doing well over there for you. He is an amazing woodworker. Does inlaid parquet floors. Oh, he's just an artist, absolute artist.
Eric, have you used any of the Makita 12 volt tools?
I don't. I think you're referring to cordless stuff, and I don't believe I've got any Makita cordless stuff.
We're both
as
stumbling
as
today.
of right
My
now.
gosh.
Yeah, I guess that's live. I don't have any, Will. I've heard good things about them, but I don't have any currently. Maybe I need to put that on my list.
Wish list.
I need more power tools. Okay,
Mm.
so I guess we moved on from the laser question and then we got
Did you
into
have
that one.
for Terry?
Yeah, so now Terry wrote me an email. So Terry, if you're there, she wrote me an email and she sent me some pictures. And I hope these come across. She said that while sanding, she had some stuff break out on her. So this is one picture. Yeah, it's kind of, so what she did is she's carved all this and then she must have brushed the white in there with a paintbrush. And you can see, you've got something I can point with.
There's a pin right there.
I'm sorry guys. So you can see it's got a flat background. So the first thing and this area right here is the part that busted out, right there. And I've got another picture of it. This one is actually circled. And you can see this part busted out. So here's the thing, Terry, if you're there, I have some questions for you. When I see this picture, number one, the first thing that I thought is if you are cutting all of these, which I know you're not because I can see that by looking at it, but this is for future reference. If you cut all of this stuff with a flat bottom bit, which is 90-degree angle, which is square, then all of these pieces are going to have sharp edges. That's not what happened here, Terry, but just so for you and everybody else, huh? Yeah, just for you and everybody else, if you were to cut this all with a straight bit, even if it was a spiral upcut and it was all 90-degree angles on these edges, what happens, and I discovered this a while back when somebody else had this issue and they were cutting with that spiral upcut bit, because you have an angle that is...
You used a profile bit.
Right, I know you did, because I can see that, but this is just something I'm adding on.
Teddy McDonald's watching.
Wow, we got the whole...
we got the whole Raven's Village plan.
So Terry, I know you use a profile bit because I can see that. But what I'm saying is that if you decide to do this again, or anybody else decide to cut this kind of stuff with a straight bit that's got a 90-degree angle, you have to be super careful when you're sanding, because when you've got a sharp edge like that and that sander goes over the top, it will catch that much faster than if you cut it with a profile bit or a 90 or a 60 or something like that. So that's one. What I see here, and the questions I have for you, Terry, is number one, what kind of sander are you using and what grit sandpaper on your sander? So that's the first thing. Second thing is, were you sanding, and I can see which way the grain goes on this board, were you sanding with the grain or were you sanding against the grain? That's the second question I have. And then the other thing is that...
Orbital sander.
An orbital sander, okay, and what grit? My hunch is what happened here, and the funny thing is, if any of these were going to break off, I would have thought it would be in here going with the grain.
I'm not sure of the grit.
Okay, so because this is going with the grain, the only way I can see that chipping off really is if there, well, it wouldn't even be a split. A split wouldn't do that because that would have chipped these off. That would be going with the grain. So my guess is that somehow that orbital sander, maybe it had a lip on it, and I've had issues with that before, that the disc itself may have kind of, so you've got your sander here, the disc itself, let me see, may have had a little bit of a curl on it, and that caught that. It somehow caught on that sander. So if that's the case, that's what I think happened here. So that means that in an instance like this where you don't have a lot of wood around there, you're out there in the middle of nowhere just sanding that, what you have to do is tilt that sander just slightly so you're using one edge. Normally, if I'm using a random orbital, not my big disc sander, but my random orbital, it'll be flat with the board. I'll keep it absolutely flat on the board. But in an instance like this, where there's nothing else around there and all you're sanding is that one little stick, basically, if that thing tilts at all, or if that sander, that sanding disc, I know I'm going long, but I'm answering your question. So
I didn't say anything.
yeah, you rolling your eyes. I can
did
see
not
it.
roll my eyes.
Yes, I can
I
see
did a
you
heavy
roll.
sigh. I did not roll my eyes.
Same thing,
Whatever.
same difference. Anyway, so
Oh, not on your best day, buddy.
so if that disc kind of went over the edge a little bit, I think that caught on there, and that's what caused it to chip out. That would be my guess. So when you're doing that, just tilt that thing a little bit and have a super light hand. You have to have a really, really light touch when you're out there in the middle of nowhere like that sanding. See, with this other stuff, you've got the support of all of these. With this, you had nothing. Okay, so that's my guess. That's my guess at what happened there. Now, fact is, I don't think that's really gonna make a big difference in. I don't even know what this is, but in the overall look of the sign.
Calm down, I'll attack you.
You're the one getting on to me. So anyway, that's my feeling on it, Terry. Is I think it just kind of went wonky on you a little bit. Whether it dipped a little bit or that disc just kind of hung over the edge and it caught on it. And it looks like a fairly soft board. I don't know what kind of wood that is, but it looks like a fairly soft board. But I thought some of those others would chip out before that one.
She said, thank you, I'm going to do it again.
Okay.
Matt Marlin says, when I'm sanding small pieces like that, I turn my orbital sander speed way down and go really slow.
That's
I don't
interesting.
get the chip out. Charlie says, next thing you know, he's going to lose his fidget spinner and start pounding on the table. No, he won't.
My garage is
She
done.
says she used pine.
Pine? Oh, that's pine. Okay. Well, it's
So,
fairly soft then.
let's see.
So that had something to do with it chipping out too. Michelle Scarantino. I
Let's
just haven't
see.
talked to Michelle for a while.
I'm
we got
sorry,
all kinds
guys.
of hearts happening.
Yeah,
look at all
that.
the loves and the likes. Thank you, guys.
So somebody asked if all of the Minion, I think it was Matt, asked if all the Minion Santa signs have been in, and Tessa said she's waiting for hers from me, but we are kind of Minion exchange doing this, whatever, partners. But she still hasn't got it because I have changed my mind so many times. And then Charlie says, you mean your sister from another mister.
Oh, that's good.
That is good. Let's see. Okay, you guys, I apologize. There's so many comments going up there here so fast.
So if we miss a question, definitely email.
Keith Davenport says, if we hear a thud, we know Miss Vicky kicked him under the table. Let's see. Gary Mason says, do you have any big sign plans coming up? Yes, we do.
We do.
We do. Any future
Yeah, we
videos of Vicky? Yes, I'm going to be part of it. We're going to be doing a collaboration together with somebody else. So,
I have no
can I
idea
do
what
my
you're
thing?
talking about.
Yes, you do.
I don't
Oh my gosh.
What? What did you just do on the table?
I
didn't see-
drew.
Oh, okay. That's not a big sign.
Well, it's a project, a big project. Give me my camera.
What? Oh, this.
Yeah. I know you did a video on this probably, but I can't find it. What kind of sandpaper do you use? Isn't it in bulk or where can I get it? That's Matt Marlin.
Matt, I use Klingspor. We use exclusively Klingspor discs, and I guess Frank really likes them too. And we've gotten a lot of feedback that people. It's the best discs I've ever used. Klingspor are amazing.
Bobby Elliott says
you
you guys have been such an inspiration to my crafting.
Oh,
So
thanks,
thank
Bobby.
you.
Appreciate that. Yeah, if you that was Matt, I think. Matt.
Oh, Charlie, is that the baby girl? Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's the
that
one
was
that
so
sent you the
cute.
video the other
Yeah.
day Charlie
Yes.
waving at you.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Darren. So if you need, I've got videos on Klingspor on those discs. If you need that,
Okay.
send them to me or email me. Go.
All right,
I'm done.
so, yeah, right. He's done. Again. Okay. Oh, baby boy. Charlie's a boy. Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Hi,
Sorry,
Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
All right, so, okay, everybody knows we are doing our raffle for this sign that we carved. Tickets are $5 a piece. The money is going to, the 100% of all monies made is going to muttmatchersandfriends.com. Where did the .com come from? Mutt Matchers and Friends. They're a nonprofit no-kill shelter in Kingman.
Very small.
Very small, but
Great
it's amazing.
people.
Great people. Great people. Cute little puppies. And then, so you can get tickets by sending monies to my PayPal account, which is ArizonaGirl1961@yahoo.com. We can do credit cards, which I have done, but that shows, and that shows as income into Dave's Signs, and then it has to be paid out to me as income from me for the company. So if you could send your donations to Arizona Girl, that's backwards, I can't read it anyway. Arizona Girl 1961@yahoo.com. I get notice. Matter of fact, I got 2 of them this morning. So I get a notice that the donation has been made, and then I will take I write your name on the ticket, take pictures of the ticket, and I will email them to you. I don't know what Cash App is.
So we are, we'll be doing the drawing a week from today.
Yeah, we're going to
on
be
this
doing the
broadcast.
drawing on our morning broadcast. Eric and I broadcast tomorrow. I'm going too fast. Next Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. Now, we have a caveat. So we had a donation from Scott Morris. He's one of our watchers. And he donated to the raffle a small beginner sign carving kit. So pretty cool, huh? So after we do the drawing for the sign, we're going to do a drawing for the small beginner sign carving kit, which includes a router base plate, whichever one you choose. I'll contact you to find out for sure. Layout template set. That doesn't go in there. Nope, that's wrong. That doesn't go in there. That was Sophia pulled that. I'll have to talk to her about that. So router base plate, 1.5 layout letter number set. What did she do? Router bit depth gauge, a profile, a 60, and a 90-degree router bit. That's what you will get in that kit.
And that will be a second drawing.
That will be a second drawing. So after we do the drawing for the sign, we will do the drawing for the small beginner sign carving kit, which is pretty cool.
So that will be they get an entry. We're drawing from the same names then.
We're drawing from the same bucket. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
As of this morning, we've raised over, and that's without my 50% donation, we've raised over $1,300. So then I will donate up to 50% of whatever the final balance is. So, I'm allowed to enter and win. I'll pay the P&P, PayPal.
Mhm.
I'm not sure, but anyway.
Oh, I think Gary's international.
Gary Mason?
I think Gary's international.
Well, understand, please, this sign is only going domestic, but if you win the small beginner kit, we can put that as an Amazon order, or, oh my gosh, an eBay order and do the shipping international, but you will have to pay the shipping for that.
So what Gary's asking is if he's allowed, if he pays the shipping, is he allowed to enter the deal?
If you enter from international across the border, yeah, I can list it on eBay, but you will have to pay the shipping and the customs fees and stuff like that. So
Right.
sure.
So yeah, in that case, if you're international and you want to donate and pay the shipping and fees on it, then
Sure.
that's the only thing keeping us from doing it.
Right, because that's
domestically we're covering the shipping.
that's maple. That's very heavy barred.
Yeah.
Board.
You were giving me a hassle.
Wow. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So just stop talking altogether? Is that
All right, guys. I know we're running late, but I have a really quick life question because I thought about this morning. I was printing up shipping labels, and I was listening to
what's the answer to the trivia? So I have a
postage to Scotland. I don't know. We'd have to put it on eBay, and eBay would figure it out. I don't know what it is. I have no idea, no way of knowing. What's the answer to the trivia question so I have a chance? It's not a trivia question, silly. It's just the raffle drawing. So you have a good chance, Terry. That's okay, Scott. No worries. I do need a glass of wine. Matter of fact. Settle for coffee this early. All right, so here's the quick life question. I was listening to Don Williams this morning. Music, yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys remember when, maybe you don't, I don't know. Whatever he's drinking, I want some coffee. When I was a kid and we used to go on trips, which wasn't very often, Dad listened to what we considered the oldies radio, and one of his favorites was Don Williams, Johnny Cash, or something like that. Do you guys remember when you were kids in the car, what kind of music did your parents listen to? So that's my life question, and we've got about 4 minutes.
So your dad liked Don Williams?
Dad liked Don Williams, he
was
liked
a
Johnny
Merle
Cash,
Haggard.
Waylon Jennings,
He was
Merle
a huge
Haggard.
Merle Haggard
Little
fan.
piece of trivia, or not piece of trivia, little fun fact. My dad's grandma Harp, Michael, was married to, I don't remember his name, but okay, Merle Haggard's grandma Harp and my dad's grandma Harp married brothers. So somewhere down the line, they were related. Just a piece of information.
And you are.
Mom used to listen to a lot of Molly Hatchet and the Sticks.
I've heard of them, but I don't know
who they are.
Molly Hatchet and the Sticks.
And
I've heard the name.
Frank Sinatra.
Wow. Gary Mason, Mix of Music. He's over in Scotland.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting to hear what that was.
Yeah, huh? So Gary was the country music like Hank Williams and them, were they popular over there at that time? Country all the time. It was always playing in the house. George Jones. Oh, one of my favorite. George Jones. And Conway Twitty. I love Conway Twitty. Tammy Wynette, Crystal Gale, Dolly Parton. Yeah.
My dad's met all those people.
All those people, yeah.
Yeah.
Mom listened to country and Elvis. Dad really didn't listen to music. Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah.
Country is stuff my sister played. My parents listened to talk radio mostly. The 60s and 70s country was their music of choice.
Well,
There were 8 of us in the
I
radio.
did listen to talk radio once in a while. But
Tessa said there were 8 of us, and if the radio was on, you couldn't hear it anyway. He listens to, when we're driving long trips, we mostly listen to the books.
Audiobooks, yeah.
Country music, country was country. George Jones, I love that.
Who's going to fill her shoes?
Who's going to fill her shoes?
Yeah.
And none of them ever will.
Well, the funny thing is when George sang that, I think he was kind of he was almost talking about Randy Travis, because Randy Travis was just coming on scene when George sang that song. And so I always think of Randy Travis being the next kind of generation past George and that group. And Randy did a great job.
Chris Christopherson, that's right.
I love Randy's music.
All right, guys, that's it. We've got a bazillion things to do.
Oh boy.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Cooking breakfast.
Thank
Charlie,
you, Charlie.
need to come over and cook us breakfast.
Yeah,
My dad
no
was a
kidding.
truck driver, so country is big here. My kids are country today. Charlie loves Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani.
They're husband and wife now, or they were getting married last I heard.
I don't know.
Not
Who knows?
that-
But anyway, guys,
Anyway,
have a great
okay.
day.
That's it.
And we will see you. Don't forget, $5 a ticket. Send your donations to Arizona Girl 1961 at yahoo.com. And then I will send you pictures of your tickets.
And
So
what's going to be their cutoff? It's going to have to be
the
like
cutoff is Friday night, the 29th.
Yeah.
Friday the 29th is the cutoff. That way I can get everything taken care of.
Red
So
Sylvine.
Friday
Teddy
night,
bear.
the 29th. After that, no more tickets. So have a great weekend. Enjoy
Okay,
your
guys.
day, and we will talk to y'all tomorrow. Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Tuesday.
Tomorrow
I got-
morning,
Yes,
senior moment tomorrow
moments.
morning.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'm done. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Have a good morning or
Bye.
weekend. Oh my God.
Bye, guys. Love ya.
Bye.